Hey everyone, this is HypoWow and welcome back to more Let's Play Amazing Island. In the last episode, we got introduced to the island and made our own monster, and in this episode we'll be starting off the beginner course as far as minigames go. But first of all, we'll be stopping off to the Elder's house to learn a little bit more about the island. Now, a thing about the Elder's house is you can ask about things if you need to know anything about as far as the game goes or anything. Systems menu. For the systems menu, you can just... This is where you'll save your game, and this is where you'll also switch out your monsters. And speaking of switching out monsters, there's different courses throughout the game, and I'll be showcasing some different monsters from a while ago that I made during my middle school years. So I'll be just showing off different monsters to showcase their different abilities, to show off which monsters are more superior in one area. And one of my favorite options is you can just say hi. And with that, we're off. And we can also push our monster, which I find kind of funny. But anyway, we'll actually be getting into some of the main gameplay in this episode, which are minigame courses. Now, there's three different courses in the game. There's beginner, intermediate, and advanced. But we're going to be doing beginner here to start off, and each course consists of, well, this one's going to consist of 4 mini games, and along with the boss game. And we do not need the advice because I will be doing a good job explaining, if not better than you, Ruby. Thanks though. Oh shoot, I skipped that cutscene. I'll leave that cutscene in next time that we come to a different course. But this time around, we're going to be going to the Sea of Trees, and we'll be playing Jungle Dash. Now, they start off with pretty simplistic games, I'll tell you that right now. This game here, pretty much just mash the mess out of A and hit B at the very end where that brick wall is. But there is a catch though. If you press A before the announcer says go, then you'll get a false start and, well, you'll slow down or you won't go off the line as fast. So this game does not take very long to complete. Oh shoot, there we go. That's that 90 speed kicking in with the wings on the legs. Excuse me. And that's it. That's pretty much it for the game. Now, as far as the point values you see there, you need at least 700 points on each mini game in order to pass, and you'll also earn money, which you can buy and which you can use in shops to purchase more accessories or potions if you need to. Now, there's actually a different point value that depends on what your prize will be for the event based on your score. Now, you have to score at least 700 points in order to pass, like I said before. So, 700 to 1,000 earns you a potion, or is it 7,000? No, it's 700 to 1,000 points earns you a potion, and 1,000 to 1,800 earns you a different accessory, and 1,800 on up earns you a frame or a card that you can use that has a default monster on it. But here we're playing Water Skip Slider, and the Water Skip Slider, this is also another A mashing game. But this time at the very end, we have to hold down the control stick at the very end of the platform and then release it when you hit the red bar. And I didn't do a good job of that. And whenever you hit the water, you'll also have to flick down on the control stick right before you hit the water. And I am definitely not going to make it. I'm going to have to redo this. And if you don't, you won't get any points if you don't do as well. You have to either make it past the goal and get 700, or you don't get any points at all. That's as simple as that. Also, I'm losing a point. I'm losing a chance star on this. Now, what chance stars are? These are basically your lives. You earn more chance stars by making more monsters, and by making the more monsters you make, the more chance stars you get. Let me see if I can get it this time, and that was pretty good. There you go. There we go. There's no doubt in my mind that we will make it this time. See, and that little arc determines your goal, and there's also that little flashing sun-like figure down there on the line at the bottom. Now what that indicates is you have to press B in order to break that to keep on going. But unfortunately, we won't be making it that far this time around. But at least we got a good score though. And we get the plaid pattern. And let's go on to the next event. And this is Spin Break. This is one of my more favorite mini games in the game because it's mostly, when you see it, it looks just like Beyblade. I'm gonna be straight up with you. It looks exactly like Beyblade. Now what you have to do for this game is to hold A to charge, and you have 3 different levels of charge. You get the red flashing charge, your yellow flashing charge, and your white flashing charge. And they get progressively more powerful. Like the white charge is the strongest. And basically what you have to do for this game is just survive and knock all your opponents off. Now in the story mode, you just have to beat all the enemies on here within a minute and a half. And eventually, at some point, the platform here will start breaking and the field will become a lot smaller. But you can stay here in the middle to get some air here and just to get away from the enemies, so you have time to charge, which is good in order to clear this faster. Now, like I said in the previous episode, each monster has a different attribute, and here would be good for fire. Since we're in the lava pit here, and unfortunately we are a water monster, I believe, so we won't be having this great effect, but we're still doing pretty well. Since you'll know when you've beaten the game when you basically have the middle platform there and everything else is breaking off. And I think we had a pretty good score there. Yeah, not bad. And we get another accessory. What we got? Lightning horn. I don't think I had this in my regular file though. I don't remember having that. And on to our final event before the boss minigame, Stone Spire Smash, which is a little bit of an interesting game, I'd like to say. So this requires a bit of... This is actually probably the most difficult game, well, one of the more difficult games when you first start off this game. If you're playing it for the first time, this can be pretty difficult. Basically what you have to do is you have to destroy the stone spire here, and in order to do that, you have to press the button on the spire, and you have to line it up, and press the appropriate button with stronger power. And in order to do so, you also, between A and B, you have to switch between A and B in order to get it. And B probably has the most difficult. You'll probably have the most difficulty destroying things with B because it has such a small window in order to hit it or to get the best possible result. And once you knock down all these stones, then you will also have to face a boss, which will also come with a button that you have to mash repeatedly. And so we have to mash A repeatedly here, and we have to do this until his HP is all the way down. You have to switch and go to B. Now, whenever you see that little caution window come up, that means you have to stop and back up because he was about to do an attack. And basically, oh shoot. Yeah, and if you get hit, then he'll pretty much just knock you back. Simple as that. And this again we have to complete within the time limit, which I think which we barely made, by the way. Okay, and now we get to get a potion. Now there's 3 different sizes of potions. There's a small, medium, large potion. And what you get out of the mini game is really random. So there we got a stamina potion, which will help us in games that involve running and the sort. And we're on to the next event. Now you see what I meant by saying that I said get used to seeing this. This is the boss mini game after every course, so you're going to be seeing this about as many times as their courses. So I'm actually kind of torn as to whether I want to cut this out or not, because technically this is a boss mini game. This is a boss of the game, but at the same time, it's just the same mini game over and over again. So I know most of you hate the fact of repetition in games, or really LPs in general, and I failed that horribly. And this is my last chance star. But yeah, I don't think that y'all want to see the same thing over and over again. So that is why I'm considering pretty much just cutting this out and just cutting to the part where the evilings just burn up in the lava so we can get our vision orb. And let's see if we can get him. There we go. And see, this is what I was talking about as far as unlocking the power to draw by yourself. Well, there it is right there. Now you can draw by yourself. And also, after you complete a few courses, you'll bring back a couple of the residents of this island. Now, you may have noticed that this was a pretty barren-looking island at the very beginning of this game, but now that we've gotten Vision Orb, now most of the citizens are returning. And with that, we can move on to the next course. And it's just like for the first real vision orb you get, or technically the second really, there's gonna be a ton of unlocks. Like you'll be restoring a ton of stuff. And after you clear each course, you'll get, oh hey, a new record. There you go. And after each course, you'll get a new frame. But after you play each course after a certain amount of time, a certain number of times actually, then you won't get any more frames. Like each course has a set number of items that you get, but if you score, like for each mini game, if you play it enough times, then you will always get a potion if you score in between 700 and 1,000. But you won't always get accessories or cards if you score between 1,000 and 1,800 and then 1,800 on up respectively. But anyway, that's going to do it for this episode. Thank you all for watching. This is HyperWow, and until next time, I'll see you all later. Take care, everybody.